to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. We are live today, folks. I am so thrilled to be here. We are live, if I didn't mention that already. We're live. My name is Angela Petrilli. I am here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of a live Riff Rundown today. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is going to be a fun one. So we're going to be learning Listen to the Music by the Doobie Brothers. Such a fun song to play. So I'm going to give you guys the option. You can choose to have an acoustic guitar in standard tuning for this one, or you can choose to play it on electric. For the electric, it'll be a bit easier, especially for the bridge part. There's going to be some really cool lead lines that we're going to do there. So I happen to have a really cool guitar here. So this is an SC13E by Martin that allows me to do like kind of some of the cool stuff up here on the fretboard. So I'm choosing to do acoustic today, but totally up to you. Alex V and Kirk, I see you. Welcome. So as always, you guys are enjoying the lessons. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help the cause of the algorithm and all that good stuff. And while you're there, if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the RS Spectrum DI and the Fishman Matrix Infinity pickups, you can go ahead and check that out in the link below. And while you're there, I started a Patreon page. So I will send the link right there so you guys can check it out. It's really fun. Really beautiful extension of what we do here on the Riff Rundown. So you can check that out as well. I'd appreciate it a ton. So as always, you know, I like to ask a question before we get started. So please let me know where you are tuning in from and your dream acoustic or electric guitar. Dream acoustic, electric guitar of money or no object. I want to know. Put it in the comments. And again, I want to take a second to say just how much I enjoy doing these lessons and what a beautiful community we've built here, and how kind everyone is in the comments. Just wanted to take a moment before we get started. Know that I so appreciate it, and thank you all so very much for all of the love. I send it all right back to you, all right? So here we go, acoustic or electric guitar, standard tuning, Listen to the Music by the Doobie Brothers. Let's have some fun today, folks. Write in the comments. Love to see ya. Here we go. So there we go. This is such a fun song. Such a fun song. Can't wait to teach this one to you today. Again, we are live today, folks. So we got a live Q&A here too. So if you guys have questions throughout the hour lesson, put them in the comments, and during the breaks, I will go ahead and answer as many of those as I can as possible. Again, you guys know I like to ask questions, so let me know where you're tuning in from and your dream electric or acoustic guitar. All right, so we're gonna get into this intro here. And let's go ahead and get started. Again, we are in standard tuning today, and I'm going to play the intro just a little bit slower than I did at the top. So we're going to be going between two different chords. We're going between E and A major, all right? But we're playing them in a little bit of a different way. So this is really fun. So what we've got here is this, and I'm going to play it slowly. This is our intro. So we're staying in this general area between like the 9th and 11th frets of the guitar. So we're gonna do here, we're gonna start with an E major, but we're gonna play it a little bit of a different way. We call this the first inversion, meaning that the third note in the chord is what we're going to be playing first. So check this out. So how we're going to do this, first finger, I want you to place that on the 9th fret, okay, of the A string. So that's an F sharp, okay? And then the 9th fret of the D string. It's going to be a B note. We're going to build up to this E over G. But what we're going to do here first, so we're going to do this nice hammer on. So get that first finger in position at the 9th frets, okay? I want you to strike that little dyad, just like that. And then I want you to hammer on with that third finger on the 11th fret of the A string. That's the G sharp. So that's our third of this chord, this E chord that we're going to build, okay? So, just like that, we're getting ready to play that full E chord here, that E triad. So bring that first finger down just a little bit, okay? 1 fret downwards. First finger on the 9th fret of the D string and G string respectively. So that is a B note and an E note, and then you have your G sharp right here. That's the chord we're building up to. So it's going to sound like this. And then strike that new version of that E chord 2 times. Let's do that nice and slowly here. Just like that. Couple more times, just to get the hang of it. Now, after we hit that E chord 2 times, go ahead and play it 3 more times. Okay, make it a little funky. So here we go. Okay, let's do that again. 2, 3, 4. And notice here, in terms of the strumming hand, okay, I'm getting a lot of the power from the wrist, okay? It's not a big percussive strum quite yet, okay? So for this intro, okay, a lot of wrist movement there. Let's do that again. Now, the next part here is going to sound like this. So that's where we start to incorporate that A major chord, okay? So we go back to our original figure, just like that. We're going to drop this first finger again, okay? So we are playing yet another E major triad right here with our first finger. Check it out. Remember, E, G, and F sharp, or E, G sharp, and B. E, G sharp, and B. We're going to see them again. Check it out. So your first finger, 9th fret of the D string, that's your B note. Okay, 9th fret of the G string, that's your E note, and 9th fret of the B string, that's your G sharp. So yet again, another E major triad. We had one here, and now we have one here. 2 ways to play E major. Cool, in a matter of 8.5 minutes, folks. There we go. Pretty cool stuff. So we play this, and then we hammer on to play this A major chord. Here's how we're going to hammer on here. First finger is on the 9th fret, playing the E major triad. Second finger, place that on the 10th fret of the B string, that's our A. We're going to get our third finger here, placing that on the 11th fret of the D string. This is our C sharp. So now we have built a C sharp, E, A, the 3 notes that build up an A major, okay? From there, we're going to strike that 3 times and then pull off to play the E major. Okay? We're going to play this nice and slowly, okay? I know I'm throwing a lot at you today. This is a really fun one, okay? So let's start from the second part of that intro. Again. just like that. Let's now incorporate part one. And we're covering a lot of ground here because we're going to see this in the verses as well. Okay, so here we go. Combining part one and part two. Remember E in A major. These are the two chords we're playing here. Nice and slowly, here we go. You can do this. Here we go. So that's what's happening there. So for that first part, that's how I want you to play it. Now, as we build, because this gets repeated 4 times, notice when I played it at the top of the lesson, I included that low E string. Gives it a lot of body. It's kind of fun. So check it out. Hear the difference, okay? When you hear it kind of lift, it's really nice. So by just incorporating the low E string, check this out. So when we incorporate that low E string on the top, it's kind of fun, kind of cool. Again, adds a little bit of low end, that's really pretty. So that's what we have there. That's the intro. Let's run it through one more time. And again, if you guys had questions, would absolutely love to answer them. Again, it's really good to see all of you here. It's great to be back live. I've been kind of busy this year traveling a lot, so it's been really, really nice. So here we go. From the top. E string. So there it is. Really, really fun stuff. Okay, let's see where everyone's tuning in from, and then we're gonna go ahead and get to this verse. All right, and again, if you haven't already, I'm gonna try this. Let's see if this works. Click the thumbs up button. Yes, there it is. Click the thumbs up button. Really does help the cause of the algorithm. And there goes the little thing. It's a new thing Restream is doing with the thumbs up, so why not use it, folks? Okay, so here we go. Let's see, where's everyone tuning in from today? All right, we got San Jose in the house. Thanks so much for tuning in, Kirk. We got Athens, Georgia. We have Sarasota, Florida. Yes, we're playing Doobie Brothers today, and yes, we are live today. We got South Carolina. We got Ireland in the house. Thomas, thank you so much for being here. Ron from the UK, thanks for being here. Joe from Chicago, thanks for being here. Joe, this is awesome. Brighton, UK. We got Detroit. Mike from Detroit, thanks for being here. Got a couple more Michigan folks here. Awesome. All right, we got Doug from Germany and Todd from Princeton. Thank you all so much for being here. So many others. This is wonderful. Thank you all for being here. This is great. This is great. Again, I just really love the community we're building here, and I love how uplifting everyone is to each other in the comments and just how kind everyone is. This is really great. So thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, live Q&A, so if you guys have questions about anything I'm doing here, please don't be bashful. Go ahead and put it in the comments. All right, and yeah, someone asked what kind of guitar this is. This is an SC13E by Martin Guitars. Really cool. It's got the spruce top, and then it has a Koa mahogany back and sides. Kind of cool. And it has this linear dovetail neck joint, which allows me to do all the cool lead lines that we're going to see in the bridge later on in the lesson today. So that's what's happening there. Okay, so the verse starts at the 18-second mark of the tune. So what happens here is the verse is going to sound like this. Going to play it a little bit slower, and then we'll talk about it. So here's the verse. So that's our verse. All right, so again, some familiar chords here and some friendly bar chords. Some friendly bar chords too, all right? So we have at the top of the verse, we're gonna do that intro that we just did with the E and the A. Okay, so from there, we're gonna go back to that E major, okay? That first position with the G sharp in the bass, okay? So from there, we're gonna go just like we did at the top of the intro. And again, keep it funky with the strumming hand. Let's do that again. Just like that, okay? So the top of the verse so far sounds like this. That's what we're looking for. Let's do it again. From there, we're going to go to a C sharp minor. So keep in mind where we are here. We are at the 9th and 11th frets respectively, okay, with the first and third finger. Now, we are going to play a C sharp minor. Check this out. Where's our closest C sharp minor? Hey, look at that. With the root on the E string, 9th fret, we're going to play the bar chord in this fashion, okay? So first finger across all 6 strings of the guitar, okay? I want you to place your third finger here on the 11th fret of the A string. That is a G sharp, okay? So the notes that we are looking for here in our C sharp minor, it's going to be C sharp, E, and then the G sharp, okay? So with that pinky finger, go ahead and place that on the other C sharp that's on the 11th fret of the D string. From there, strum the rest of those strings. So just like that. That's how we're going to build that C sharp minor. Now, if you find you need a little bit extra muscle on top of that first finger to help you press to get all of those notes nice and clear, feel free to use that second finger to go on top of the first. Okay, just like that. So I'm going to play this very slowly here. In context with building, going from that riff to that first C sharp minor chord, it's going to sound like this. And again, if you guys haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really, really appreciate it, okay? Don't forget to click that thumbs up button too, all right? So here's the top of the verse so far. Just like that. Let's do it again. And someone asked, so is the thumb in the middle of that bar? You are correct. Notice how you cannot see my thumb here. If I were to move that thumb, I don't know why the thumbs up went there, but okay. So, so as you can see, if my thumb moved up, notice how the chord begins to kind of shrivel and the hands start to cave in a bit. So by moving that thumb, okay, in the middle of the neck, can't see it here, it allows those fingers to stretch really nicely. So CK, great eye there. Just like that. Keep that thumb towards the back of the neck. Okay? So from that C sharp minor, and we're going to strum it just like that, we're going to go to a B major. So check this out. C sharp minor with the root of the C sharp on the 9th fret of that E string. We're going to bring it back a whole step. So maintain this shape of the chord. Okay, so now we want it on the 7th fret, our first finger on the 7th fret of the E string, that's our B note. Third finger on the 9th fret of the A string, F sharp, pinky finger, 9th fret of the D string, B. From there, okay, that second finger, I want you now to place it on the 8th fret of that G string, okay, that's our D sharp. That's how we want the chord to sound. We want to play all 6 strings. Like that, including, yes, the B and high E string. Want to include those too, okay? So going from the C sharp to the B, and again, those of you, I know a lot of you are working on your bar chords. This is a great song to work on those bar chords, okay? So I'm going to play this nice and slowly, just doing the C sharp to the B. And notice, my strumming is starting to broaden a little bit, right? We're building up into that chorus, which is nice and big. So, notice how I'm strumming from that elbow. Okay, again, with a little momentum in that wrist too. We don't want the wrist too stiff, okay? So, including that B major. The next chord is A. I'm gonna give you a choice. I will show you the way that I like to play it when I was watching them live. It seems like how they're playing it too. You can go back to the A, okay? So maintain the same exact shape. We're just gonna bring it back a whole step, okay? 5th fret of the E string, there's your A note, okay? 3rd finger is on the E note, okay? 7th fret of that A string. Pinky finger on the A note, 7th fret of the D string. 2nd finger is on the 6th fret of the G string, C sharp. Okay, you can choose to play it as a bar chord. However, when I was watching the guys, they play it as a thumb chord, okay? So, if you choose to play it as a thumb chord, which is how I like to play it, okay? You're gonna play it like this. Thumb is going to go over to the 5th fret of that low E string. Now, you don't need to squeeze this really hard, okay? Just give it enough pressure to get that clear note, and you're good to go. Don't feel like you need to squeeze it really hard, okay? So just like that, and you're good. You get the pitch, move on. We've got it, okay? So now the 1st finger, okay? We're gonna place that now on the 5th fret of the B string. That's an E note. 2nd finger, 6th fret of the G string. There's our C sharp. And then our 3rd finger playing A, 7th fret of the D string. So just like that. Now, if you happen to catch the high E string that's open, doesn't that sound beautiful? You got this E octave thing happening. It's pretty. And you get that open A string here. And you strum all 6 strings. Beautiful, okay? Now, we play that for a measure. They choose the sus4 this chord as well. So all that is, if we are playing the thumb chord, we are placing our pinky now on the 7th fret of the G string, okay? So that's a D note now. So like this. In context, here's what it sounds like, okay? Just from the bar chords. Starting at C sharp minor, play along with me. From there we go to E in the main figure at the intro. Okay, so I will play that again with the intro so we can get the context again. If you're enjoying the lesson, please be sure to click that thumbs up button. It helps the cause. Where's the thumbs up cloud? Yes. Okay, there we go from the top of the intro. Follow along, you can do this. So after that A to A sus4 back to A, we do the intro one time. All right. So I'm going to do here, I'm going to play through the entire thing thus far. The intro repeated 4 times and then the verse. Okay. So we have a verse, intro once, and then verse 2. Okay. So verse 2, you'll see we're just going to just gonna add on the E chord. You'll see what happens here. It's pretty great. So here we go at the top. Intro 4 times. I'm gonna play this a little bit slower. Follow along. You can do this. Here we go. Two more times. Last time. Here comes verse 1. C sharp minor, A sus, intro once. Okay, so now this leads us into verse 2. Very similar to verse 1. So verse 2 sounds like this. So we hang on that E, we don't play the intro riff at the end. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again. So I'll call out the chords as I do this. Verse 2, here we go. C sharp minor, B, A. And then the E over G sharp at the end. This will lead us into the chorus, all right? So pretty awesome stuff. So let's go ahead and do the whole thing. And again, keep me posted how everybody's doing. I wanna know, how is everyone doing in the comments? This is a super, super fun one. So please let me know how everybody's doing in the comments. So let's go ahead and do the intro again. I'm gonna play everything a little bit faster now. I think we're getting the hang of this, all right? So here we go from the top, intro, verse 1, verse 2. Okay, and then we'll get into the chorus. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Verse 1. Intro riff, one time. Verse 2. So there we go. So those are all of our parts. Now, I will take a moment for questions if you guys have them. Put them in the comments, and I will get to them. As always, you guys are enjoying the lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Really does help the cause, and if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the Artist Spectrum DI. I love that thing. Link is in the video description below. You can check that out below. All right, so I will give you guys a moment to plug in your questions again. I just want to say it is just so lovely. It really is an honor to do these lessons every week and to see just the beautiful community we've built here and just how kind everyone is in the comments. And I love how uplifting everyone is because we're all students of the craft, including myself. I am still learning new things every day and I'm being humbled by all the stuff that I have yet to learn. That is just really lovely to have this community of like-minded folks. So thank you all so much. Thank you all. Pizza recipe, R. Ackerman, that's great. Yes, I know one of these days I need to do a YouTube video talking about my how I make pizza, how I make my Petrilli pizza. One of these days it'll happen. All right, ooh, Stephen, this is a great question. How do you hold your pick? This is a fun lesson, Stephen, thank you. All right, so everyone holds their pick a little bit differently. Here is what's comfortable for me, and I want to preface that because everyone has a different way of how they do things. I, first of all, like to keep a very open hand. I don't like to have a tight fist when I am strumming. I like to keep things very open and relaxed, which allows the strumming to sound open and relaxed to me. So my second, third, and fourth finger are very relaxed, okay? So I've got my thumb, so I hold it like this. So I've got my first finger pointing towards the pointed end of the pick, and then I have my thumb like this. So I'm holding it in this fashion. Again, that works for me. Some folks like to use the rounded edge of the pick, and that really helps them too. So for me, this is really comfortable. Again, I like to strum a lot from the elbow to get nice, broad, consistent strokes. And then a lot of times, you know, while keeping a very supple wrist, when I'm strumming, I don't want anything too tight. So my guitar teacher told me this, and I will tell all of you too. The guitar pick is the cheapest amplifier you can buy. So let it do the work for you. When you are strumming, even if something sounds really loud or really big, it doesn't mean we need to give it a lot of gas as far as when we're strumming. We don't need to be really, really hard and then therefore squeeze the pick, and then we get a lot of tension, and it can feel really tense in the hand. So that we don't want. So allow the pick to do the work for you. Okay, so again, you want to hold it, but not too hard to where it'll slip out or your hand will get tired. All right, so again, great question, Stephen. Great question. So I hope that helps you. But yeah, you know, many folks hold the pick many different ways, but that's what works for me. All right, so great question. So let's get to it. So the chorus, okay? I hope you weren't too comfortable with the strumming pattern, because the chorus is going to change a little bit. So I will play the chords. There's 3 chords in the chorus, folks. So this is really fun. Again, a great use of bar chords. That's lovely. So here's what's happening here. We've got a C sharp and then an A. This repeats 3 times. An A. And then we do an F sharp, and then to an A section, which I will show you in a minute, because it's very, very cool and very beautiful. So there are many different ways that you can play this C sharp and A major. When I was watching them play live, I noticed they had a couple different ways. So I'll show you, I'll give you a couple examples. And again, you can make this your own, because it's such a lovely song. So the C sharp minor here, we're going to start off first finger across the 4th fret of the A string through the high E string. Okay, so pretty simple so far. Okay, and again, friendly bar chords, folks. Okay, so the tip of your first finger should be on the 4th fret of the A string. That's where our C sharp lives. Now, we're going to get our second finger here, placing that on the 5th fret of the B string. That's our E. Okay, that's our flat 3. We're going to get our 3rd finger here, placing that on the 6th fret of the D string. Okay, that's our G sharp. And then we have our pinky finger playing the C sharp at the 6th fret of the G string. So that's going to sound like this. And include that high G sharp right there too, okay, on the 4th fret of the high E string. So just like that. Now, the strumming pattern is going to sound like this. I'm going to play this slowly. So far, so good. Let's do that again. Just like that. Then we go to A major. I'm going to give you 2 options with this A major. You can choose to play it as a bar. It's right next door. Okay, so if we're building our chordal syntax with our bar chords, great thing to do here. Okay, getting used to where all these bar chords live in relation to one another. Okay, so A, 5th fret of the E string. Done. We've played this chord before, right? Same strumming pattern. Okay, A, C sharp, and E. Tonal centers. Here we go again. C sharp minor. A. Now, could you choose to play the A major in the open position? Why not? Of course. A, C sharp, and E live there too. You can. It's going to sound a little different. The notes are stacked a bit differently, which is why it sounds different. So you could choose to play it that way. Those of you who don't know how to play this A chord, I'll show you quickly. Okay, I like to play it with my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. So 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the E string. D string, the E note, I gave it away. Okay, 2nd fret of the D string, E. Okay, 3rd finger, 2nd fret of the G string, A. 4th finger, 2nd fret of the B string, C sharp. Okay, open A string through the high E string. Lovely sounding chord. Okay, just like that. So you can choose to do it this way with bar chords only, or with the open A string, or A chord here. So this gets repeated 4 times. Now, when I play this, I like to keep the hand moving. I don't stop that strumming pattern after I don't stop it. This is a big, just amazing, big chorus, right? So we want to keep this rhythm happening. So this is how I do it. Notice how the hand keeps moving. I'll do that again. It keeps the momentum going in this chorus. Now, I will play this a little bit slower if that seemed a little fast for some people. I just really love playing this chorus. It was really fun. So I will play this slowly. Again, I want you to feel the rhythm of it. Like I say in these lessons all the time, you can't strum a song if you can't clap along to it. So if you're having issues feeling the groove of the song, just put the guitar down for a second and just clap along. So the da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, right? And you're just clapping. So think about that. Think about that. So what I've got here, let's go ahead and play that again, just a little bit slower so we can look at those in between kind of muting strums in between the chords. So here we go. We're going to do a few passes of this. Feel the groove. Listen to the music. Had to, sorry. Okay? Over and over, repeat, 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 like I say in these lessons too. You can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. You can do this. I'm here to remind you, I'm rooting for you guys. You can do this, okay? So that's C sharp minor to A, repeated 3 times. Simple. From there, we're gonna go to an F sharp major, okay? So what we've got here, F sharp major, okay? Looks like this. Looks just like that A, but we're gonna bring it back a step and a half. So first finger should be across the 2nd fret of all 6 strings. There's your F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. Wanna know our notes in these chords? Okay, 3rd finger C sharp, 4th fret of the A string, 2nd finger F sharp, 4th fret of the D string, and our 2nd finger, okay? 3rd fret of the G string, A sharp, folks. The enharmonic name, A sharp. Okay, same strumming pattern. Just like that. Now, we finish this chorus with an A. So you can choose to just strum an A chord there, you could strum it here. It sounds great. However, I listened to this song and this part, I'm fairly certain it's close, okay? There's a lot of guitar layers in this song. To me, the end of the chorus sounds like this. To my ear. So I'm gonna show you guys how to play that. Again, really beautiful. Open. I think it's kind of cool. So again, to the best of my ear, that's what it sounds like. So instead, so we're supposed to be playing an A chord, right? So get in this position as if we were playing the thumb chord, but if you don't want to use the thumb chord, it's fine, because we're not going to need our thumb in this part anyway, okay? Play the A chord like this. So you can do this, I'll give you a second. It's just like that. Now, lift the first finger out of the way. We do not need it anymore, at least for this section, okay? I want you to strum from the open A string downward. So that 2nd finger, as a reminder, should be on the 6th fret of the G string, 3rd finger, 7th fret of the D string. Strum from the A string downward, including the high E string. I just love open chords. I think that's so cool. Just like that, okay? Give me a thumbs up. How's everybody doing so far with this chorus? Let me know how everyone's doing, okay? From there, I want you to move that 3rd finger back to the 6th fret of that D string, First finger on the 4th fret of the G string. Strum this from the A string downward. Okay, so we've got, pretty, isn't it? We're going to maintain this shape. We're just going to bring it back a whole step, meaning first finger should now be on the 6th fret of the G string, A. Third finger should be on the 4th fret of the D string, F sharp. Strum from the A string downward. Good stuff, right? Move it back up to the 4th and 6th fret of the G string and D string, respectively. And move it back to where we first started, 6th fret and 7th fret of the G string and D string. Playing this slowly, it sounds like this. Let's do this a couple times. I want you guys to get this right. Take your time. Can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. You can do this. Let's do it again. And again. Beautiful little part, isn't it? Now from there, we're going to repeat this again, sort of, okay? So do that 6th fret and 7th fret, G string, D string. Going back to the 4th fret, 6th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, up to the 4th fret, 6th fret, and back to the 2nd fret, 4th fret, and give me a strong, beautiful E major here. I'm just gonna play it for a second. We're not gonna let it ring too fast because then we have to jump and then play the inversion up here, okay? So that sounds like this. Play it with me. I'm gonna go nice and slow, okay? I want you guys to get this. So here we go. Okay, but remember, we don't want that E to ring. Okay, that's the part. Let's do that one more time and then we'll combine both parts, okay? Let me know how everyone's doing. Now let's combine. Isn't that pretty? I just love this. A little faster. Again. And again. Beautiful, isn't that cool? So now for context, let's include it with the entire chorus because that is the end of the chorus, okay? So here we go from the top. Remember, the chord the strumming pattern switches at the top of the chorus with that C sharp minor and A. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Last time. F sharp. See what I mean? It's fast. Let's do that again from the top. 1, 2, C sharp minor. From there, you do that intro 2 times. Isn't that great? This song is so fun. So what happens here, we go into a verse 3 and a verse 4, which is the same way that we did verse 1 and verse 2. Okay, so it's mirrored, it's the same. So that's what's happening there. Then we go into another chorus, all right? So let's go ahead and take this opportunity. We'll do here is let's go ahead and do a chorus, and then we'll do a verse 3, verse 4. I will call out when the parts come, and then from there we will look at the bridge, which is super cool. And then we're gonna call it a day, folks. It's been so fun. So glad to be back to be doing the live stream. This is super fun. Again, you're enjoying the lesson. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps the cause. And while you're at it, share a video with a friend. It's good stuff. Share a video with a friend. Again, spreading the love with the guitar playing here, folks. All right, so here we go. From the top, I'm gonna do a chorus, verse 3, verse 4, I'll call out the parts. So here we go, folks. Again, let me know how you're doing in the comments. Okay, give me a thumbs up, let me know. Here we go. Top of verse or chorus 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Verse 3. Sus4. Intro. Verse 4. Chorus. So, now we are into the bridge. This is a part, so notice how leading into that bridge, how I played that E major and let it ring. You can choose to do this, or you can make the travel and play the E over G sharp inversion here and let that ring, okay? So now we're in the bridge. The bridge happens if you're listening to the album version. It's gonna be at the 2-minute, 26-second mark, okay? So, we're just gonna let this ring, and I'll play the bridge first before we get in. And I'll play the bridge a little bit slower, okay? So the bridge looks and sounds like this. So let's go ahead and have a look at what's going on here. So again, we have our friendly E over G sharp inversion, okay? Let it ring. From here, we are gonna go to a D major, but we're gonna play it as a bar chord at the 10th fret of the low E string, okay? So you can tell, this is why I'm playing this, the SC13, because I'm able to do all this really cool stuff on my acoustic up the neck. So, we're gonna play this D major like this if you don't know how to play it. Again, D, F sharp, and A, those are tonal centers of the chord. Okay? First finger across the 10th fret of all 6 strings. Okay, just like that, the tip of our first finger, that's the D root there. Okay? Third finger, I want that on the 12th fret of the A string, that's our A, our 5, 1, 5, okay? We're gonna have another one here, 12th fret of the D string is a D note, okay? And then our second finger here, placing that on the 11th fret of the G string. There's your F sharp, there's your third. Now, I'm probably strumming. You could strum the whole chord if you'd like. It sounds like they only strum it through the G string. So, up to you. So again, E over G sharp, and if you want to include the low E string, awesome. D. Now here's where the first cool riff comes in. It sounds like this. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to get our third finger, sliding it from the 12th fret of the low E string to the 14th fret, okay, E to F sharp respectively. You're going to get your first finger, placing that on the 12th fret of the A string and the D string. Play them together. Just like that. That's what we're looking for. You gotta excuse my hands, it's a little cold in here today. Okay, so 12th fret to the 14th fret, just like that. From there, you're gonna strike that dyad again. Then you will hammer on with your third finger on the 14th fret of that A string. Then go back, okay, to the 12th fret of the A and D string. Good stuff, right? So, here's what we have so far. I will play this slowly, follow along. From there, to end it, hammer on from the 12th fret of the low E string to the 14th fret. Just like that, pretty simple, you can do it, okay? So nice and slowly, okay, again, here we go. So that's what's happening there, not too bad, right? So I'm gonna play it in context with the E over G sharp to the D to the riff. Sounds like this. Just like that, okay? So from there, we're gonna go to our A chord. Good stuff, right? Another inversion here. So we're gonna play the open A string, because it's an A chord, we can do this, okay? I want you to place your first finger across the 9th fret of the D string, G string, B string. Look familiar, right? We did it in the intro. So this voicing comes back. Get your second finger on the 10th fret of the B string, A, and your third finger on the 11th fret of the D string, C sharp, with the open A string. Just like that, okay? We're gonna strum this and let it ring. Just like that. We're gonna go to our next little Hendrixy style riff here. It's gonna sound like this. Okay, not too bad. Okay, first finger. I want you to place that on the 9th fret of the D string and G string. Should sound like that. Okay, what I want you to do next, just want you to hammer on with your third finger on the 11th fret of that D string. Then go back. So it sounds like this. Good stuff, isn't it? Now this riff, the next part, we're just gonna move everything up a string. So your first finger, 9th fret of the A string, 9th fret of the D string, and then hammer on there. This leads us beautifully into that E over G sharp, which is coming next, okay? So we have the A chord nice and slowly here. Let it ring, let it ring, let it ring. Okay, and then back to that E over G sharp, okay? And if you want to include the low E string, cool. So here's everything so far in context. Here we go, nice and slowly. I'm not playing fast. We want to make sure we're playing this right. Here we go. Okay, so how's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. So just like that. Now, we're gonna finish with this riff coming from that E over G sharp. Very similar to the one we did for the A chord. So Hold that E over G sharp, okay? 9th fret, 12th, or 11th fret respectively, okay? There we go. I want you to hold down with that first finger. We're gonna play the 9th fret of the D string, G string, B string together 2 times. And then we're going to hammer on 9th fret of the D string, G string. Okay, we're gonna hold that dyad. We're gonna do that hammer on again, okay? 3rd finger on the 11th fret of the D string, C sharp. Just like that, in context so far. I know it's very similar to the last one we just did. Let me do that again. To finish this phrase, we're going to hammer on from the 9th fret of the A string to the 11th fret. Okay, so that's an F sharp to a G sharp. And then finish that phrase with the 9th fret of the D string and G string. Just like that. I'm going to play this slowly and then we'll combine everything else. Okay? And Wall of Rock, yes, you are right. Here we go. I love the comments here, you guys are great. So here we go. That E over G sharp. Now let's combine everything. From the very top of the bridge at the 2-minute 26-second mark, here we go. If you want to include the low E string, here we go. Let that ring, D major, riff 1 to A, E over G sharp. There it is. So from there, we will repeat the E over G sharp to D, let it ring to D major, play the riff. From there, we're gonna play this A chord, and we're gonna build it. From there, we get into the chorus, okay? So for context, it sounds like this. I will play the entire bridge and then leading into the chorus. And this chorus are gonna repeat, 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 repeat till it fades, okay? So here we go, top of the bridge. Into our chorus. And repeat it. And that repeats, 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 fades out, fades out, fades out. So it's good stuff. So that's the entire song, folks. Pretty awesome, awesome stuff. It's a really fun one. So what I'll do here, yes, thumbs up, great. So I will I'll go through each of the parts and then I'll take a couple of minutes to answer questions for everybody. So if you guys have questions, I'll run through all the parts. And then I'll take a few minutes to answer questions when we're done. Again, if you enjoyed the lesson, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really does help the cause. Also, I have original music. I sell vinyl and all that good stuff. I'm going to put a link to that here too. So if you guys want to check that out, I'd really, really appreciate it. I have vinyl and I could mail it everywhere. So it's good stuff. So I will put that link there for you guys so you can check it out. Again, I really appreciate that too. Me and the guys are really proud of the EP that we put out, and we may or may not be releasing something next year. Hint, hint. Okay, so I'm gonna go through each of the parts here from the intro. I will call it out and then I'll take some questions. So here we go. Intro. Verse 1. Intro part 1 time. Verse 2. Chorus. And let's go into our bridge. 3, 4. Chorus out. There you go. That's the tune. So fun, right? I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. I had a blast. So I will take a couple minutes here. I know we're over an hour, but that's okay. It's been a while since I went live. So I'll take a couple minutes. Let's see here. So some people asked about this guitar and what makes it easier to go up the neck. So this is a Martin SC13E. It has a linear dovetail neck joint is what they call it. So that's this part here. So it's 2 pieces of wood that come together, and it's great because it allows it, since that part isn't there, right? That heel's gone, so it allows me to really dig in and get some cool notes. You know, like that kind of stuff, and you go up and noodle and solo higher up the neck, which is kind of neat in an acoustic guitar. And of course it has Fishman pickups in here too. So it's a fun guitar. It's really fun to play. It's got a unique sound, different from, you know, a D28 and different from my 00017 that I use. So it's nice to have all of these different varieties of sounds and woods and stuff. It's really cool. So great question. Yeah, someone said if they wanted to use a looper to play this song, absolutely, and like jam and solo, absolutely. Absolutely, that would sound great. That would sound great. So yeah, I encourage you guys. That'd be awesome. So yeah, that's the tune. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's such a blast to be back live. And yeah, if you want to support, I know many of you asked, you could check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/AngelaPetrilli and you can check out my original music on my Bandcamp. You could listen to it there, and on my website, angelapetrillimusic.com. You can go there to check out my online store where I have merch and t-shirts, including Petrilli pizza shirts. It's fun stuff. And you can go ahead and buy my vinyl of my original music, which I just so appreciate. So thank you guys so much. Again, I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me run these week after week. And most certainly, I want to thank all of you. Thank you for being so great and so kind to one another. It is really such a joy. It's such a joy, and it's just an honor to do this. And thank you all so much for all the good you've given me. So I'm sending that right back to you. So thank you all so much. Enjoy playing this song. Wishing you much success on your musical journeys. Be well. Have a beautiful weekend.